Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gretchen Curry. I am the founder and president of StaffLink. StaffLink is a home care and private duty nursing service that has provided care and assistance to seniors in the St. Louis region for 34 years. Today, I am here representing StaffLink and also Senior Resource Options. Senior Resource Options is a group of business leaders in the St. Louis area who provide services to seniors, and collectively, we offer educational programs throughout the region and throughout the year for seniors and their families. Today, I have with me Deb Lavender, a friend that I've known for several years. Deb is the owner of her own physical therapy clinic, DePere Physical Therapy, which is located in West St. Louis County. As the owner of her own clinic, Deb has provided physical therapy for over 20 years to hundreds of patients. She emphasizes and understands how flexibility and strength training aid in prevention and recovery. Today, she is here to talk to us about seniors and fall prevention. Deb, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today.
So, Deb, we are going to start with our first question for you. Before we talk about fall prevention, let's talk about seniors and falls.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, as we get older, we have a higher chance of falling. And of those of us over 65, falls are the highest accidental injury. And there are things that we can do to help prevent that. Unfortunately, as we get older, many of us have not exercised. So we have lost flexibility, we've lost strength, we've lost balance. And we'll discuss in a couple minutes how all of that can be reobtained. It's not a hopeless situation by any means, but there are many other things that start entering the picture that we need to look at. Some of the things are throw rugs. We've heard for a while how throw rugs can be in the way. They're tripping hazards. So removing of loose throw rugs. But if you have boxes or electric cords or narrow paths, especially if that's the path you walk maybe at night to the bathroom, it's dark, it's crowded. There's a lot of ways that you can clean up the environment that you are in. I think I've become a very good risk manager over the years. I've listened to hundreds of people tell me how they injure themselves. So step back and look at your environment as a risk manager. What could happen? There's also things that we know that we shouldn't be doing anymore. And we'll cover a little bit more of that in a minute. The last thing I want to say right now is medications. It's been proven that if you're taking 4 medications, your risk of falling goes up. And if you've had a change of any one, the risk of falling goes up after in a 2-week time period. So the medication, and if you alter your medication, truly can cause an increase in risk of falling. And those are all things that we can know of, monitor, and change.
The information about medication is new to me. I was not aware of that. So that's good information. All of that is good information to have. So now, Deb, share with us, and I'm talking about seniors, their families, and professionals like myself in the senior industry. Share with us what we should know about seniors and fall prevention.
Good. And then I just covered a little bit of that, but going into an environment and looking and seeing where the risk may be, taking up those throw rugs, making sure paths are wide, and especially if there may be a walker involved, then the paths need to be a little bit wider You need to make sure that there's lighting available and good lighting to get from one place to another. Making sure that maybe there's a table that you hold on to make sure that it's clear of clutter. So if you go to hold on to the table, there's nothing there that slips away from you. The others I started to allude to, there's many things that we need to start being aware of what seniors are doing. I had the occasion the other day, I needed something from a very high shelf, and the closest tool for me to get up to that high shelf was a rolling stool. Well, I certainly know better than that. But the first thought is, oh, this is close and easy. Let's just do this. So as we get old, it's time to bring that wisdom out to know when to be safe. It might take a little bit more time to go get the step stool to get up to that high shelf, but be careful with what you're doing. We all know that an 80-year-old shouldn't be climbing on a ladder to clean their gutters. And yet I've met many 80-year-olds who say, well, I think I'm just fine in doing that. So making sure that you look at the things that you know you would not have wanted your parents to do or your elderly neighbor. There really comes a point in time, even if we feel physically fit to do something like that, we just should be taking that off our list. So those are the things that people can do, caretakers, families can do to just look at a home environment and take out the opportunity for risk for falls to happen.
I hear some wisdom in your suggestions for myself. And you made me recall a story about my mother in her later years when she was being assessed by the physical therapist. The physical therapist asked her, did she use a cane? And she said, no, I furniture walk. She'd walk the house holding on to furniture.
And that's okay. But then you need to make sure your furniture is solid and there's not something slippery. A magazine can be slippery on the piece of furniture that you're holding on to. The other that I've seen is sometimes people reach too far to hold on to something. And so there's almost, that's where a fall can happen. You're so intent on holding on to the furniture, but it's still 4 feet away. No, take another step before you hold on to that furniture. Reaching out of your bounds is a potential risk hazard also.
Absolutely, absolutely. So my next question is, how would a senior work with you either before an incident to prevent a fall, or how would a senior work with you, a physical therapist, on recovery after a fall?
Thanks. And they really are both similar. Falls are not inevitable. Just because we hit that magic age of 65 doesn't mean we have to start falling. But the thought is to start being more aware of it. One of my favorite examples is Jack LaLanne. We'll remember Jack was on the television in at least the 50s and 60s exercising. I remember as a physical therapist when he got into his 70s and 80s and 90s, he was still swimming 2 miles, pulling 70 rowboats. So he had amazing physical abilities because he worked at it. And one of my favorite sentences of his, he was talking with somebody about the importance of exercise. And they said, Jack, but you like to exercise. And he said right away, no, I don't. I know how important it is. So many of us have gotten into a pattern of, oh, I don't like to exercise, or I don't know what to do. So we grant ourselves the exception of, oh, I don't think I have to do that. It's so important as we get older. I've always emphasized flexibility. Can you reach up to the top shelves? Can you bend over towards your toes? Are you able to continue a normal stride length when you're walking? As we get older, the shuffling isn't because we're older, it's because of either something hurts you or there's a lack of flexibility. And both of those issues can be addressed with stretching exercises. There are simple strengthening exercises that can be done in your home, 15 minutes a day. Of course, you can do a little bit more. 10 to 15 minutes is almost kind of a baseline. Just plain walking goes so far to keep ourselves healthy. And if you've got a partner, link arms with them and make sure you're both taking good strides that will help with your normal walking, which helps prevent falls. But exercise programs are easy to do. They don't have to take a lot. I think a lot of times when people say exercise, Gretchen, they think I'm going to run them around the block 3 times and make them do Herculaneum lifts on the weight machines. And it's none of that at all. Sometimes weightlifting is opening your pantry and pulling out 2 cans because they're a pound, and you can work on strength for your arms with something out of the pantry. So it's not excessive, it's not overwhelming, but there are simple things people can do at home every day to improve their strength, their flexibility, and their balance. The adage, we all know it, use it or lose it. None of us have played hopscotch for a couple of years. Very good. Walk a balance line for a long time, but it is those skills that we haven't used that is why we lose some of our balance as we get older also. And those are really pretty, not hopscotch. I haven't gone back to hopscotch, but walking a simple line, standing and balancing are very simple things that people can do in their homes that help keep them stronger to help prevent those risks of falling.
Those are all very good suggestions. So Deb, can you recommend any local resources for seniors?
Of course, the YMCA, and I do know a lot of seniors join the Y. They have a great program for seniors. Some of our insurance companies now are paying for your membership in what's called silver sneakers. Insurance companies know if our seniors are healthier, and that's what we get with exercise, you are at less risk for falling. You are at less risk for various medical issues that come up as we get older. So there are insurance companies that are paying for silver sneakers memberships at health clubs. Simple things. I look out today, some days we have good days, rainy days, sunny days, cloudy, hot and cold, and people have various reasons why they don't like to walk outside. Go to the mall, go to Home Depot, go to Target. You can go and just walk in those stores. So it's safe, it's secure, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's not rainy. So there are lots of different places that you can have resources outside of your home to go and be able to at least get your good walk in. Again, the YMCA is a great place for seniors if that works for their lives.
Those are all great resources. This has all been wonderful information. I am very appreciative of you joining us and sharing this with us. Share with everyone who's listening how they can contact you if they have questions or want to seek you out for therapy.
Sure. Well, thank you for that opportunity. I own an outpatient physical therapy practice at Manchester and Geyer in Kirkwood. I'm easy to find you can search for me online. The phone number there is a 314 number. It's 821-6006. We certainly accept insurances. And then what's so easy about my clinic is you park right outside my office. You don't have to walk a block or 2 or 3 from your parking space just to get inside the building to where you're going. So it's convenient, it's easy. We customize treatments for people to make it simple to do exercise. I don't believe in giving you an exercise program that takes an hour because then you won't do it. So we have to have something that's easy for you, that you see results from, that encourages you to keep going. So thank you for the opportunity to share my clinic. I've been very happy to be able to provide services to people over the years.
Deb, I am going to add another great thing about your clinic location is you're close to a wonderful bakery. The name of it is
Nathaniel Reed.
There you go.
He's a marvelous man. He's a tremendous baker. He's gotten accolades since he's been open. And yes, his bakery is right next to my clinic.
And it's only a few steps away.
That's right. That's right.
So Deb, again, thank you for joining us today. Thank you everyone who's listening in.